I'm curious how the whole system actually works. Let's take any of the organizations, and if you can kind of walk us through the whole ecosystem. You have organizations such as UFC, Bellator, or PFL, whatever else and there are quite a few of those. You have managers, you have trainers. Like how all these parties coexist.
Well, I mean, you have your big promotions. Your big promotion. You have one promotion that controls 90% of the market worldwide, and then you have everybody else who kind of fights for second place and whatever. And there's a lot of people tied for second, kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, the managers really aren't even managers because they don't have much leverage. They can't really do much as far as marketing for contractual deals, right? Unless they have 50 guys in their stable and a lot of those guys are ranked in the top 10, they don't have as much power. They can't get as much money. Like it's hard. So the manager really is just a broking agent. He's just a broker, middleman between the promotion and the fighter. They're usually take it or leave it contracts. They're pretty standard, for most people. But what the manager can do is, if he's good, he finds ways to make money outside of the event. Or if you're in a promotion that actually can have sponsors, he helps make you money through sponsorships. That's where a good manager can help you out.
That's the main job, right? Basically, look for sponsors and
under today's circumstances, because they don't really have much power with the promotions. Like the promoter can just say, okay, I don't like this deal, and then I'll just take these guys over here, and I'm the one who gives the rankings, and I'm the one who promotes the guy and pushes the guy and tells everybody he's great. So it doesn't matter. Like your guy, it doesn't matter how good he is. I don't care. I want him for this much money. Give him to me for this much money or go away. And then guys, the managers don't really have an option.
And you obviously pay cut of your whatever the manager brings, right? What's typical cut?
It's
like 20, 15?
Usually 10 to 15 depends. And it also depends on, the type of manager and what they're doing. You could have separate deal for contract negotiations. You have he takes 10% of all the fight deals that they do, but then they could have a different percentage for any money deals that they bring in.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
What about trainers? Like when I see all these training camps, how do you guys pay them, or what's the story?
A lot of it will depend on the gym. So a lot of times what will happen is the fighter will pay a percentage to the gym. Right. And then the gym owner will cash the money out to the trainers. But it can also be a situation where the fighter pays a specific trainer individually. And that can either be a straight flat fee or negotiated percentage. There's really a few ways that stuff can be handled.
And when you guys fly out to, I don't know, another country and you bring the whole team with you, who covers the cost? Is it the fighter?
The promotion will pay for the fighter and one corner, 1 second. And that's it, unless you are a main event. If you're main event, then you'll get another corner added to that. But you're going to have to pay for that. So if you got 3 people in your corner, you're bringing a nutritionist, you're bringing some other people, you're paying for all of those guys. You're paying for their flights, you're paying for their hotels.
So when I see the guy getting a gal getting 10 and 10, that's pretty much, most of this is pretty much gone to other parties. Yep. Oh, holy moly! You guys don't.
So you're averaging 20%, 20 to 25% probably off the top to management and coaches, right? And then you're probably going to have anywhere from 5 to 15% is going to go from gear to massages to nutrition and diet stuff. And then after that, you've got taxes, which is going to be 30 to 40% of your purse. You're paying out 60% before you get your cash.
Man, that's tough.
And then a lot of these guys, so they make 10 and 10, they lose, right? So they made 10, and
10.
60% of that's gone, so they got $4,000 to live off of, and they may only fight twice that year.
And that's not even, it's probably even in the best organizations, right? And we're not even talking about regional organization where it's even less.
That's UFC. UFC has the highest paying threshold for first-time fighters, which is 10 and 10. They're paying the most to the lowest guys that come in, and those guys are struggling.
That's very
And
tough.
that's one of the problems with, you know, uh, the contracts tying people up so much. Like if you're not fighting a guy every 6 months, release him. Like you should be a free agent. That there should be no reason for a guy to sit on the shelf. A 24-year-old kid sitting on the shelf, making 5-5 a fight or 10-10 a fight. Why are you having this guy sit for 6 months? Like let him go. You're not working him. You're not using him. Let him go make money.
So for these guys who make 10 and 10, does it mean that MMA is the second like part-time job or?
There are a lot of hobbyists, honestly, in this sport. They have a different career. They make more money, majority of their money doing something else, and they fight as a hobby. But
That's very interesting. Like such a competitive sport, and it
yeah.
has evolved. I can't even see how you can be in the mix doing it part time. Like even full time, you're still not gonna get
Well,
in
I
the
mean, well,
mix.
that's the thing is it's you don't really do it well, and guys might not fight that many times, but the promoters bring them on because it's just more bodies. They're just selling more violence. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't know the difference between some bum who's fought twice in 10 years and never really trained versus somebody who trains every day for a decade.
yeah. Speaking of violence,